Привет! Back again here with another pickups video, and this time I wanted to show you a new system that I picked up. This is a system that was sold in Russia during the early to mid 90s, and it's basically a Famicom clone, and it's called the Dandy. Now, there were a few different models of this, and the one I have here is called the Dandy Junior, and this is what it looks like. And as you can see, this is almost identical to the Famicom. In fact, I have a Famicom here, so if you put these next to each other, you can see just how similar they are. You have the power here, reset, the eject button there, and cartridge slot. Now, there are a few differences between these. One of them being that the Dandy doesn't have the hardwired controllers. Instead, it has two controller ports on the front, and I have the controllers here. As you can see, these are identical to the Famicom controllers, except that these has the turbo buttons, and I have another one here. Also, they don't have the microphone and the volume control like you have on the second controller on the Famicom. And these controllers have a 9-pin connector, just like the Mega Drive or the Genesis and the Master System and the Atari, Commodore. So I'm not sure, but perhaps these controllers will work for example the Master System. I haven't tried that, but could be interesting to test that. On the front here you also have the third port, just like on the Famicom, and that one seems to be the same as on the Famicom. So maybe the peripherals for the Dandy will work on the Famicom and vice versa. Again, I haven't tried that. Now, this came with, well, it came with a regular RF cable, but it also came with these antennas, which plug in on the back. They have an audio output, a video output, and an RF output, and also the power input. And yeah, this plug-in on the back, I'm not exactly sure how these antennas work, but I'm guessing if you have an antenna on your TV, you can tune in to the signal and you can get basically a wireless transfer of the picture. But as I said, I'm not sure if that is how it works, but yeah, they came with a system. I also got a box for the system, but I don't think this is for this particular model. I'll show you the box here. This is what it looks like, and as you can see here, it says Dandy Eagle, and this one was called the Dandy Junior. So I'm guessing there was a model of this called the Eagle. But yeah, it looks the same. and the box is not in the best of shape, but not too bad. And you can see here the controllers for the Eagle. They look like Super Famicom or Super Nintendo controllers. And you have a light gun that looks very similar to the Zapper. And I have some pictures of games. Now, most of the games, or I would say all of the games for these systems, were basically rip-offs of existing Famicom games. And you can see some of the pictures here. We have Double Dragon, Terminator down there, and Fatal Fury. So a lot of rip-offs. And on the side here there are some screenshots of Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2, and I'm guessing these are screenshots from either the Super Nintendo version or the Mega Drive version. They are definitely not from the Dandy, as this is an 8-bit system. But yeah, that's the box that I got with it, and it says 1996 up here, so I'm guessing that's when this one was released. And it also says dazzling 3D effects and high-tech controller, which I highly doubt. And it also came with an instruction manual, which is nothing more than a piece of paper here, and it is in English, which I was a bit surprised by. I thought this would be in Russian, but yeah, it's in English. Now, I did get one more thing with this system, and it's by far the coolest one, and it's a light gun. Now, you know the Nintendo Zapper, and how they changed the color from gray to red or orange to make it look not too much like a real gun. Apparently in Russia that was not such a big problem, because this is what the light gun looks like. So yeah, looks very much like a real gun. Looks like a Beretta, I guess. And this plugs into the front port here, so maybe this will work with the Famicom. So I have to try that. I cannot, unfortunately, try it with the Dandy because it's broken. Now, that's another big difference between this and the Famicom, and that is that the Famicom is actually well built and this is not. Well, first of all, it's made out of really cheap plastic, and which I guess will crack very easily. And I had it opened up here, and the screws that holds this together barely does so, and the same with the screws inside of the system. And there are 3 parts of the board in here. Got one part in the front here, one part in the middle, and another part at the back, and they are connected with ribbon cables. and you know, they were all crooked, and you know, they weren't sitting in place, and the cartridge slot here was all bent, and all of the ribbon cables are broken. So unfortunately it doesn't work, and yeah, as I said, the build quality of this is really rubbish, but still it's an interesting thing to have as part of my collection. And yeah, that's the Dandy Junior, and that's all I had to show this time. So bye for now, and I'll see you soon.